attention? Do I have your 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 attention?
Is you taking notes?
Hey you guys, it's your boy SimplyFoodByTy, and today I'm just going to show you guys a really simple, quick, easy recipe that you can throw together. You know, if your kids are having a sleepover or something like that, this is a good recipe to go to. So what we're doing right now is we're going to brown off roughly about 2.5 to 3 pounds of ground beef. Now, of course, you can use as much ground beef or as little as you would like, or you can use ground turkey, ground chicken. So what we've just added in just now was 2 tablespoons of seasonal salt. As you guys know, I am in the process of getting ready to come out with a seasoning line. So yes, that was my own personal seasonal salt that I've added. But you can use whatever type of seasonal salt that you have readily available to you at the moment until mine comes out. So right now, like I said, we're just going to brown off the ground beef. Now, you want to make sure that this is truly being browned off. We don't want gray ground beef. We want it to be nice and brown. So go on ahead and let all of the water evaporate out of that pan. And then once you hear it sizzling again, that means the only liquid that's left is the fat. Once you get that done and once the ground beef is completely cooked, you want to make sure that you drain it so that you get rid of all of that excess fat. What we have right here is sofrito. Now, sofrito is just a really good cooking base that is a tomato base that has peppers, onion, cilantro. It's amazing. I use it in a lot of different recipes. Now, you want to clear out the center just a bit so that sofrito can just touch the bottom of the pan and get some heat already going in it to start to cook off that raw tomatoey taste. I added in roughly about a half a cup. Now, once again, I'm making a rather large amount of this pasta. So once again, the good thing about the sofrito is that you kind of really can't go wrong with it. You know what I mean? It truly is just adding a lot of flavoring to it, and it's not really something that adds a lot of salt. So you can eye how much you would like to add to it. Now, you want to make sure that you're getting that completely coated over all of that ground beef before we start adding in any additional ingredients. Typically, you can find that in the international aisle of your local grocery store. I know Whole Foods and Wegmans typically always have it available. Now, I'm going to be adding in 2 cans, you guys, of Rotel. You can use whatever type of Rotel you would like. I'm going to be using the just the standard diced tomatoes with lime juice and cilantro. But like I said, you can use whatever type you like. I think they have ones with jalapeno and all of that. That is completely fine. And like I said, this is a taco pasta. This is going to be served hot, of course. So that's why we're using Rotel. If you're not keen on Rotel, you can definitely use stewed tomatoes, and you can chop up all of those fresh ingredients yourself and just add it to it. And essentially that's the exact same thing. So now we're also going to be adding in 1 can of enchilada sauce. Yes, that was not pasta sauce that I just added, you guys. That was enchilada sauce. Now, as far as that, you can use mild, spicy, whatever kind you would like. I used the mild kind, and that was just the standard. I think it was like a 14-ounce can. It's a rather large can that I've added. That's pretty much where the majority of the liquid is really going to come from in this, and that's why it's truly important that you make sure in this particular recipe that you do drain off all of the oil. You don't have to rinse it off. You don't need to wash out the pan or nothing like that. But you do want to make sure that you're draining off all of that oil, because you don't want to be just eating away at a bunch of oil. You want to make sure that you guys have your egg noodles being boiled off to the side and have those ready to go. Now, what I've just added in was roughly about 2 to 4 tablespoons of taco seasoning. Of course, you can use whatever kind you would like. I just used the, basic plain old taco seasoning, nothing really crazy. And I know you guys are probably thinking, oh, well, that's strange that you didn't add that in earlier. The reason why I didn't add it in earlier is because I really wanted to make sure that I'm enhancing that tomato flavor. So that's why I added it in later. As you guys just saw, I'm going to be adding in a 7 blend here of the Taco Bell already shredded cheese. Of course, you do not have to use that cheese, you guys. You can use whatever type of cheese you would like. You can use pepper jack. you know, cheddars, provolones, whatever you like is what you can use. You can also shred it fresh yourself. Once again, like I said, this is really meant to be a recipe that will help you, you know, get through the night if you have a bunch of children or if you're about to have a party, you know, just something quick and simple, something that does not take long. And as you can see, this cheese, as it's melting down, is really starting to bring everything together. And now this is pretty much the base of this delicious pasta dish. You know, at this point, the only thing you kind of have to do now is get ready to start adding in the last few ingredients, and then, you know, you're kind of good to go. There really isn't much else that we really have to do to this. Now, I will say at the moment in which you add the cheese, you do want to make sure that you're keeping an eye on the temperature because you do not want it to burn. So I used 1.5 bags. Like I said earlier, I am making quite a lot. So, you know, you can always gauge it. But honestly, if you've seen my baked macaroni and cheese video, honey, you know I don't believe there's no such thing as too much cheese. So it's totally up to you. If you want to use 2 bags, use 2. If you want to just use 1, just use 1. But as I was saying, you definitely want to make sure that you're keeping an eye, you know, on the temperature and just giving it a mix around because you don't want that cheese to burn. Luckily, by adding in the enchilada sauce and the sofrito and all of that, you do have enough liquid to keep it, you know, more so along the sides of a stew and not just dry ground beef. And I've went on ahead and I've added in my egg noodles that I made sure the water was nicely salted. Of course, you can use whatever type of pasta you would like. I like the egg noodles because it gives a really buttery taste to it. And what I did is I actually removed half of the sauce out of the pan because I made a lot of that sauce. And so that I could mix it in the pan, I removed half of it, and then I'm just going to gradually add it back to it because I didn't want to dirty up a bunch of dishes. So as you can see now, it's looking a bit thicker because I've added in more of that sauce. You guys, this turned out so delicious. Like I said, it's so extremely simple. It's really, really easy. It's absolutely delicious. You can add, you know, some parsley on the top, you know, put a dollop of sour cream on the top if you want to add yourself some more taco seasoning, jalapenos, whatever you want. Look, thank you guys so much for tuning in today. If you're new to my channel, welcome to Simply Food by TY. If you're one of my returning subscribers, y'all babies know I love y'all so much. And as always, y'all stay cute and take care. Bye, guys.
Slaying in the kitchen.
Simply Food by TY.
We hope that you enjoyed it.
Simply Food by TY. If you haven't took the time, make sure you subscribe. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching Simply Food by TY.